Welcome or welcome back, whichever applies to you. Last time I did baby iron crosses on the rings at the gym, and today I'm back on January 1st of 2026 to do handstands and shoulder stands. Now on the note of New Year's, I'll do a little bit of rambling about New Year's resolutions at the end of all this for anyone that wants to hear it. But for now, let's clear the scoreboard from last time and see what we can do. Okay, before I begin, as usual, I'm still working on trying to get balance without having my feet resting up against the bar. So attempt number 1, here we go. We have liftoff. And up we go. Going for my shoulder press motion as per usual. Seeing if I can get a little bit of balance somewhere other than the absolute bottom. Quite difficult. Back to an L-sit. Knees are a little bent, but honestly I think it's up a little bit higher than it has been. Back up we go. That's a pretty decent amount of balance. Smile on my face. Pretty hard impact there. The ring's almost kind of kicked out from the side. That was kind of awkward. And that's it for that one. So if we go to the scoreboard, that's 73 seconds with no touchdowns. Okay, second attempt of the day. Let's do it. A little bit of shoulder press motion, as per usual, not quite as good as the first one. A little bit more. Ring stuck up against my shoulders, trying to see if I can get balance. As I said before, I think having them tucked up against my shoulders actually makes it a little more difficult to balance. Pretty gentle impact. Rings off to the side of my shoulders. Oh, that was pretty good. And if anything, I kind of swung back into the bar. It wasn't a rotational thing. That was also pretty good. And that's it for that one. So if we go to the scoreboard, that's an additional 61.1 seconds with 0 touchdowns. Okay, third attempt of the day. Starting with an L-sit. Still looking pretty decent. Pick it up a little bit more. Up we go. That was a little off kilter. Going for a little bit of balance. That's pretty good. I've gotten a lot better about moving my feet together instead of just leading with my left. Also wasn't bad. Going back up. Maybe. Hey, there we go. And that's it for that one. So if we go to the scoreboard, we can add 59.9 seconds and 0 touchdowns. Okay, attempt number 4. Let's do it. L-sit's still holding in there. Pretty hard impact, enough to shoot me back down. Swinging quite a bit here. And that's it for that one. So if we go to the scoreboard, that's 50.6 seconds with no touchdowns. Okay, fifth and final attempt of the day. Else it's still looking pretty decent. That was not bad. That was also not bad. That was pretty good. Going back up. That's not bad either. And that's it for that one. So if we go to the scoreboard, that's 55.3 seconds of time in the air and 0 touchdowns. So as a grand total for the day, we were in the air for 299.9 seconds and had no touchdowns. Okay, some takeaways, and then I'm going to get out of here. We had just under 5 minutes of time in the air, and while I didn't notice any reactionary forces to stop me from hitting the bar on the way up, we did have quite a few moments of balance. Now, as I said, this video was from January 1st, so for anyone that wants to hear them, I do have some New Year's reflectionary thoughts, if you will. So I measure time in what I consider to be calendar years, which start on January 1st, and birth years, which start on a date at the end of August that happens to be my birthday. And I don't want to get too deep into it, but the previous birth year was hands down the worst on record. And around my birthday last year, I made a lot of changes. And one of those changes was coming back to the gym, which led to me being on the rings and in front of you now. And I'm so glad I did this for a variety of reasons. First off, I found something that I genuinely enjoy doing, and I honestly have a hard time staying off the rings when I'm at the gym. It also gives me some level of social interaction. I never would have imagined that people would be coming up to me at the gym and asking me about what I'm doing. It also led to these videos, something else that I never thought I'd be doing. And these videos led to the book that I've been reading because someone in the comments section recommended it. And at this point of these videos, I've been doing this for about 2.5 months. And I never would have imagined that this would be possible even 3 months ago. And I get it's not and it will never be Olympic level gymnastics, but at least for me, this feels very natural and fun, unlike, say, a barbell. So of the New Year's resolutions that I'm going to share here, the first was to make these videos. And I knew it wasn't ever going to be large enough to be monetizable, so I wanted to do something on a budget, and I bought a GoPro, a ring light, and a diffuser, and used a bunch of open source software. And that was a learning curve in and of itself between lighting and video editing and recording and all that. And I get the production quality isn't great, but I'm doing it. And the second resolution is to invest my time in things that bring me enjoyment, like this and roller skating and a select few people. And the third is to start finding resources to take more from. As I've stated before, I've read no books or watched any videos for what we've seen so far. I think I started reading the book that someone recommended in the comments section at the end of January, so there's influences that we'll see from that here in the not too distant future. So that's it for the day. Feel free to check back in, or not, up to you.